Now, Erie's premier podcast. News about music, health, and what's happening. It's Breakfast with Nat the Hat in the 814, sponsored by Erie Insurance.
Well, good morning, friends. I cannot believe the holidays are quickly approaching. You know, next week we will celebrate Thanksgiving, and we certainly have so much to be thankful for, don't we? Podcast number 6 is titled Winter Wings and Shining Stars. My guests this morning are Karen Dorman, Director of Operations at LECOM Visiting Nurses Association, and Chris and Julie Moore from Tennessee Back Porch. Well, good morning, Karen. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure to have you on the show to talk about the LECOM Visiting Nurses Association. But let's go back. Tell me about you.
Oh, thank you.
Were you like born and raised in the 814?
Yes. I was born and raised in Erie.
Fantastic.
Yes. And I've been with LECOM Visiting Nurse Association for 5 years, but I have been working in hospice for the last 15 years. It's very near and dear to my heart.
Oh, very near and dear to me as well. I was a hospice volunteer out in Northeast when the radio station I used to work for was out in Northeast at the time. And it's a very rewarding experience. Tell me about your background, though. Did you start in nursing, or how did that work for you?
Yes, I started in nursing in 2007, and I quickly went into hospice. I wasn't quite sure when I went into nursing that was what I was going to do, but I think it called me rather than me choosing hospice.
It takes a special person, Karen, and I can tell that you're that special person. Have you always lived here, or?
Yes, always lived in Erie, born and raised here, and Erie's near and dear to me as well.
What was your high school? Where did you go to high school?
Seneca High School.
You were a Seneca Bobcat.
Yes.
And then where did you go for college?
Mercyhurst
University.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, how long has the Visiting Nurses Association been in existence in Erie County? It's been a long time.
Yes, it has. That's a very interesting story. The Visiting Nurse Association has been around actually since 1906. They were actually founded here in Erie County, and they were founded by visionaries that identified a need in our town here for health and wellness.
Visionaries. Do you remember any of the 1906 visionary names?
Unfortunately, I don't. But interestingly enough, we just went through a big office move, and we found the very first board minutes that were handwritten, very interestingly handwritten, and their handwriting is beautiful too. Nothing compares to the handwriting from 1906 to today's handwriting when everything's typed, everything's on computers. So we definitely saved that and set it aside.
That's interesting. Well, where did you move to?
Oh, so we actually moved new associates into our office. So we were just moving some things around, cleaning out some different areas, and we found that. Yeah.
Did you find any old pictures or anything?
We did. They were from the 40s, I believe. Yeah. Very interesting, though. Very interesting.
Wow. So you've been involved with the Visiting Nurses Association for the last 5 years?
Yes.
So tell me more about the different services that are available to those. And I believe it's 24/7, right, Karen?
Absolutely. So the Visiting Nurse Association, we provide home health and hospice services. Under the home health spectrum, we provide nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy services. And really those services are for patients that might be in the acute setting. They may have had a hospitalization for a wide variety of reasons, and maybe they need IV services or rehab services in their home, or maybe they've had a rehab stay in a skilled facility and they're looking to regain their independence. So our home health services helps them to facilitate that in their home setting. It's a lovely service in the home. Obviously, it's teaching their caregivers to help them and where they're most comfortable.
How many nurses are involved in this?
How
many?
We have approximately 25 nurses providing home health and hospice care.
And let's move on to the hospice part, because I know that that's very near and dear to your heart. Mm-hmm. So tell me how somebody would want to, and you know, let's go back, because I know a lot of people when they hear hospice. They feel like it's very depressing and it brings them down, but it's not. Let's talk about hospice in general, Karen.
Absolutely. It can be very scary when you've heard those words that you may have a terminal illness. And that is when our team comes in to provide the supportive care. Our team looks at our services as holistic care, providing mind, body, and spiritual care to all of our patients. We do provide services 24/7. We have an interdisciplinary team. Not only do we provide nursing services, but we provide CNA services. We have chaplains, we have social workers, and we also provide therapy services to our home health patients to make sure that if they have a special occasion or they need home modifications, we can do that for them.
It's all encompassing.
It's all encompassing. Absolutely.
Let's talk volunteers, because I know that I was a volunteer at one time. And a quick story for you. I worked with several different patients, but this one patient, she played the harp, and I played guitar. So we would just get together as a volunteer on a volunteer basis, and I would stop over, and she would show me how to do things on the harp, and then I would sing songs and play the guitar for her. It was such a great union. So this is what volunteers will do for you, right?
Absolutely. They'll sit vigil with our patients. They'll sing. They'll provide mailings, anything to help take their mind off of the disease process or the illness that they're going through.
So how many volunteers do we have right now?
We currently have 15 volunteers through the Visiting Nurse Association.
Very nice. But like I said, that was something that I'm quite interested in too, and have done in the past, and it certainly is a calling. So there are people out there. If people wanted to volunteer for your organization, how would they get in touch?
Absolutely. We're always accepting volunteers. They could simply call our agency at 814-454-2831, and we could help them navigate.
Nice. How about on the website? Can they navigate on the website as well?
Yes. We are currently changing websites, but currently they could go to LECOMisaging.com and they could look us up that way.
So we have skilled nursing. We've talked about that. Hospice, palliative care.
Yes.
That's an interesting area. Tell me more about that.
Palliative care is a very interesting service line. It's basically for patients that have a chronic illness, but they're looking to receive more symptom management. They're looking for more supportive care rather than the traditional acute aggressive management of their care. A lot of the services that are being provided day to day are focusing on curative treatment. And not all of our patients are looking for that. And they're looking for management of their pain, their shortness of breath, their anxiety to help them on a day-to-day basis be able to live and have better quality of life. So we do provide palliative services that would fall under our home health spectrum and our home health umbrella. You would have to have a skilled need, but certainly that would be managing their symptoms and helping them regain independence. And that would be through better symptom management.
Right. And I know that particular care, when I worked with the American Cancer Society, we had so many people that were in that type of program. They don't want to be cured, but they just want to be comfortable.
Absolutely.
So important. Rehabilitation. Let's talk there. What do you do in that area? Do you have people come to the house to help, or?
We do. We have a whole team of therapists. We have occupational, physical, and speech therapy to help our patients continue to regain their independence in the home setting.
And I noticed there was nutrition on there.
Yes.
So to help people make the right choices when it comes to eating.
Yes.
People, I don't think, realize how important what you put in your body
absolutely
is helping you or hurting you, one or the other. So there's nutrition. How about grief?
Yes, we do. Through our hospice program, every patient is provided a bereavement counselor, and that bereavement counselor follows at least 13 months after the death of their loved one. We also provide bereavement support groups on a monthly basis. And actually, tonight we are providing our annual memorial service for all of the patients that we've lost over the last year. That'll be at 6 p.m. this evening.
Wow. That's great. So not only are you involved in the care of these individuals, but involved in the family setting,
Yes,
as well.
Yes,
when there is an end, but it's a wonderful end. That's how I look at it. Social services. Can you connect them to different social services, or do you provide those?
Yes, we can. We do have medical social workers on the home health and hospice side, and their job is really to dig in and see what the patient's goals are, identify goals, and connect the patients with long-term resources to help them be as independent and successful as possible.
That's the best part, keeping them in their own home.
Yes, where they want to be.
Yes, absolutely. So what is the reach for VNA? Is it just Erie County residents? Tell me your, capabilities
Erie,
there.
Crawford, and Warren County.
Ah, very nice.
Yes.
So you go all the way south, too.
Yes, we do. We're licensed in all three counties.
All three counties. So that's Erie, folks. That is Crawford and Warren County. And contacting you for services, they just either give you a call. I'm sure that people ask the question about the cost. Can you give us some background on the VNA cost?
Absolutely.
For an individual?
Yes. Most all services are covered under most of the insurances, whether it is Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, or a supplement. At times there is a copay, but it's usually very minimal. And all of the pre-work is done prior to the initiation of services so that you would know upfront if there would be any out-of-pocket expenses. But again, typically there are very few out-of-pocket expenses for our services.
So if someone ends up calling you, then do you do a home visit then and then go through the processes of finding what they need, how to be cared for, how to keep them in their home, and how to keep them comfortable?
Yes.
Pretty
yes,
much.
That is correct. A simple phone call to our agency. We can review their insurance with them. We could start the authorization process. We could complete an evaluation and let them know what to expect from there.
So how long does it take for, say, you come over, you talk about the services? What is the turnaround time?
Our goal is 24 to 48 hours.
That's... I'm just trying to take all that in. 24 to 48 hours, they will know, and then you can start prepping them. And how many times a week does the nurse come to the house? Is it just once a week, or it depends upon the
It depends on the
individual?
patient's goals.
Okay.
It depends on their goals.
So I have to say that I have participated in your Wings of Hope butterfly release in the past, honoring my sister Marcy, who passed away from breast cancer. And that's very touching. And I can remember that. And it was the first time that I ever was involved in that. And it was right on the grounds at LECOM. And I can't tell you how much peace it brought to so many of us. So that usually happens when?
That event is in August every
Okay.
year, usually the first or the second weekend in August, and it is a beautiful event.
It really is. Just seeing the release itself changes people's hearts. Mm-hmm. And because every time I do look at butterflies, I think of them being our loved ones. That and cardinals.
Yeah.
My mother always says that. It was a great moving experience. So we have an event coming up. And let's talk about the Winter Wings of Hope. So how many years has the Winter Wings of Hope been going on?
So this will be our second annual.
So this is just getting off the ground.
Yes.
I can remember seeing billboards last year, and I really wasn't sure what was going on, but I know you'll tell me.
Yes, yes. So last year was the very first year that we initiated the Winter Wings of Hope. We identified the holidays can be very difficult for people that are grieving the loss of a loved one. It can be a very dark time. And if you've recently lost someone, it can be very easy to bury those feelings and kind of bury their name. So our team came together and identified an opportunity to celebrate people that we've lost. And we weren't quite sure how we were going to do it. So we worked with Dr. Lynn and Dr. John, two of the Erie staples for LECOM, and they gave us a wonderful opportunity to come up with Winter Wings of Hope. And we had...
Karen, it is so creative.
It's beautiful.
Tell us first about the dove ornament.
Yes, yeah. So last year we came up with the dove ornament as the first symbolism of the Winter Wings of Hope. So basically, the community can provide a $25 donation, and in return, they receive a dove ornament, or last year they received a dove ornament, and their loved one's name was placed on all 6 of our LECOM billboards in a rotation with a beautiful holiday backdrop, which was very meaningful to a lot of people. And I even put my loved ones' names up, and it was very surprising for a couple of my family members that didn't expect it. You know, they were driving, doing some holiday shopping, and I got a phone call as they got home, and they said, "Oh my goodness, your father's name was on a billboard. Who would have done that?" And it was a huge success to me because, that was my goal. I wanted to surprise them, and I wanted them to remember him.
Oh.
He passed away years ago,
Yes.
and the holidays are a time of remembrance.
Well, I can remember now. Let me think back. And last year, because I saw one of the billboards, and I believe it was 26th Street.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was it on the Bayfront, or was it on 79?
So we have 4 billboards on Peach Street.
Okay.
And 2 on West 26th Street.
West 26th Street. Do you have the exact locations, or?
I don't have the
Okay,
exact
so
locations
2 on West 26th.
2 on West 26th.
And 4 on Peach
and
Street.
4 on Peach Street, yes.
But I recall seeing them. I'm like, this is great work.
Yes.
And creatively done. So you do get an ornament. And then what is the price of the ornament in honor of our loved ones going to cost?
This year, we have changed it to an angel candle. So this year, a $25 donation, you will receive an angel candle, and your loved one's name will be on our billboard from November 24th, or whenever you make the donation, through January 1st. But if you were to make a donation of $100, then you would receive 5 angel candles, and 5 of your loved one's names could be posted on the billboard.
So it's either $25 a piece or 5 for $100.
$100, yes.
So tell us more about the virtual trees.
The virtual tree is the billboard, so that we have a virtual tree on the billboard. This year, we're also adding trees within each one of our facilities, and our residents will be able to add an ornament to the trees in honor of their loved ones, and they will have a tag to be able to write their loved ones' names on it.
And the different facilities that these trees will be at? Can you tell me?
Yes, we have 5 skilled nursing facilities, and then we also have Parkside assisted living facilities. So each one of them will have a Wings of Hope tree for the residents that are not able to get out to the billboards.
Well, let me tell you, did great work for Veterans Day, too. There was a lot, because I was on Facebook checking things out and saw that you did a lot of work with the veterans too. That warmed my heart. So then what happens on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? Is it just the names that are run those 2 days?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. So on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, all of the ads come down, and it is just the litany of the residents and the patients' names.
So the money's raised from Winter Wings of Hope. Tell us where these monies will go.
This is the best part.
Yay.
This is the best part. So the monies raised go directly back to our community and our patients. We do not use any of the funds for our normal operations. We use every cent for our underinsured community members and to make special gifts happen for our terminally ill patients.
So every dollar raised goes back into helping your patients.
That is correct. Yes. We have sponsored everything from weddings for patients that are terminally ill that wanted to get married before they passed away. We've sponsored weddings. We had a gentleman that wanted to go camping, but unfortunately he was on an oxygen concentrator. So we were able to find a special oxygen concentrator that ran on battery power. And he was able to pack up his fishing poles and all of his camping gear, and his family was able to go on one last camping trip with him.
Karen, how touching. Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Yes. And we have another very special story that I'd love to go into detail of. We had a patient, or I should say that we ask every patient when we admit them to hospice if there's anything that they would like or anything that they would like to do. And we had one patient say to us that she wanted to make it to her daughter's wedding. And our team went from providing a small gift, as that's what we typically do. There's so many small gifts that we've provided, to a mission. This was a mission for our team to help her make it to her daughter's wedding. And unfortunately, as the day grew closer, she grew weaker, and her disease really started progressing. So here we are, day of the wedding, and we arrive at the home, and I personally was lucky enough to be a part of this just by happenstance. The day kind of had some changes, and the team members that were supposed to be involved in this gift were not able to attend, so I was lucky enough to be able to be a part of this. It was actually a beautiful honor. So we arrived at the house, and as I walked in, it was pretty hectic, as the day of a wedding can be. You know,
yes,
the bride is already there, the groom is there, the father of the bride had to leave, and I walk in and they say she can't go, that she's not well, she's in a lot of pain, she's too weak, and we have to change our plans. And their plans were changed too. They were going to bring the wedding to her. They were going to live stream the wedding, and they were going to use an iPad to show her daughter walking down the aisle. So we couldn't take no for an answer. So we called our physician, and we used the medications in the home to see what we could do to get her pain managed. We had an amazing certified nursing assistant that was there to help her get ready. That was the goal. Everybody was going to go, and all hands on deck. We were going to get her ready for the wedding.
Oh, Karen.
So the certified nursing assistant went into the room. She said, okay, we're still going to give you a bath. We're going to give you a therapeutic massage. We're going to get your medication. And within an hour, she said, I'm going to my baby girl's wedding. So plan was back on. We took it step by step. We first decided, okay, let's see if she can sit at the side of the bed. So we sat her at the edge of the bed. She was able to tolerate that. And then we decided, let's see if we can get her into the wheelchair. She was able to tolerate that. So then we said, okay, time for hair and makeup. We did her hair, we got her makeup done, we got her into her dress, and transportation pulled up, and we were able to get her to her daughter's wedding. So that's probably one of my most favorite stories. There's so many beautiful stories. I shouldn't say it's my most favorite, because I have many other favorites. But this one is very touching, and this one just occurred this last September. Oh. She made it to the wedding. We coordinated transportation. The wedding was out of state. She made it. We had the medications to send with her. And she, in her own words, was able to watch her baby girl walk down the aisle.
Oh.
So this is where every penny of the Wings of Hope is going.
Oh. Well, I'm going to order up now because I have 5 loved ones. And I will definitely get that $100 to you, because that means so much. I had my sister Marcy, who was wanted to make her son's wedding as well, and we lost her 10 days prior to that. So I feel the importance of, making things happen for people, especially in hospice. And so I'm on board. I will get my 5 candles, and I look forward to seeing their names on the billboards on December 24th and the 25th. I'm teared up right now, Karen. You just this is a great cause. Winter Wings of Hope. That's it couldn't be said any other way. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, Karen. Karen Dorman is the Director of Operations at LECOM Visiting Nurses Association. And how do we order? We can either go online, correct?
That is correct.
Okay,
yes.
Give us that so I've got that handy, because I'm sure our listeners will want to do the same.
Yes, thank you. So just this past week, we actually created a brand new website. It is winterwingsofhopeerie.org. And there, it's very simple. You can pull up that website, and there is a donate button there, and there it'll walk you through the stages of donating and entering your loved ones' names into.
How about if they don't have a computer, possibly, and they just want to call you? Can you do that transaction over the phone?
Yes, absolutely. You can simply call us at 814-454-2831, and we can walk you through the stages over the phone.
Karen Dorman, Director of Operations at LECOM Visiting Nurses Association. We are talking about the Winter Wings of Hope. I wish you and your team, Karen, a very blessed holiday season. And I'm going to get us in the spirit right now. We've got a special tune from the Christmas show, Follow the Star, because we're going to be chatting with Chris and Julie Moore next on Breakfast with Nat the Hat in the 814. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to talk with you today.
Thank you for having me.
When it starts to snow, you think about Christmas. Well, that's the way it goes. You love thinking about Christmas. Sitting by the fire's glow. In case you didn't know, I love Christmas. There's magic in the air because of Christmas. Good times for all to share. Can't wait for Christmas. I get excited as a kid, recalling all the things we did. I love Christmas. Christmas? Why should we have to wait? 'Cause it's 3 months till Christmas. Gather round the TV set. A Christmas movie? You bet. I love Christmas. noticed something.
What's that, Julie?
The kids are being so good.
Because it's Christmas.
I know, but who knew they could?
Thank goodness for Christmas.
Christmas music all year round lifts my spirits when I'm down. I love Christmas. Well, by now I'm sure you know I love Christmas.
What a beautiful tune. I love Christmas, and I do love Christmas. It's from the Christmas show, Follow the Star. Hello, Chris and Julie Moore.
Hi, Nat.
Thank you.
Sharing your talents for decades in the 814.
Sure.
It is fabulous to have you on the show today. And, you know, you also do the QLN Saturday evenings next to you,
Right.
which is a great program.
Oh, thank you.
Too.
Thanks so much.
Who's on next? Do you?
Well, this Saturday we're
this Saturday,
having
yeah.
a show of, it's called All Songs Thankful because of Thanksgiving. So we
Very
we
neat.
have a theme instead of we usually have a guest artist.
Right. We won't
but,
have a guest
yeah.
this week. It'll just be us playing a lot of music. You
Well,
know?
yes. Well, welcome to Breakfast with Nat the Hat and the 814.
you.
Thank you for
We
having
just
us.
we just need to start talking about Tennessee Back Porch. First and foremost, you know, both of you began with the porch.
Right?
Tell us more.
Amigo?
Chris
Go
and Julie,
ahead,
Moore.
Chris.
Tell
I
us
think-
more.
Well, all right. I think it was probably my brother and I said I want to get a band going. And so we were trying to figure out who to have in it. And I'd already done some shows with Bob at the Playhouse. And I go, you know, he's a good singer and everything. And I go, we can teach him how to play bass. and then I had heard Julie also at the Playhouse, and I go, and she plays a really good violin because it's in tune, and it's great. I saw
It's always good to be in tune.
yeah, sometimes those are hard to find, but and so the rest is history. We all got together. Everybody said, yeah, they wanted to do it, and
It was 1980 when we began. So.
I just graduated from high school.
yeah. Did you ever go to
Go
the ground
Centaurs.
round? Because that's where we
Yes.
started.
Now, speaking of starting at the ground round, how did the name come to be? Gotta tell us the story.
That one, we learned 4 songs to go up there and audition, and we were worried if he asked for any more, you know, because we didn't have any more.
Well, Bob did,
yeah.
with him not knowing how to play bass, Chris was teaching him where to put his fingers on the frets.
Yeah.
And he looked down at the neck the whole time, like. So, anyway,
And now he reads show music and plays bass.
yes.
I was going to say, times have
Yeah.
changed.
But, and then luckily the manager, Dennis Klee, if he's still out there somewhere, he goes, well, I'm going to go get my book. I like you guys. And I'll be back to get the name of the band. We're like, uh-oh.
We don't have a name.
No.
And we had just told him, oh, yeah, we've been playing forever. So, and my brother came up with that. And we're all like, no, oh, that's terrible. Yeah. And, but we didn't have anything to counter it with. And the the manager shows up. And so Paul just yells out Tennessee backwards. And he goes, I don't think I can fit that on the sign. So, yeah, but okay, whatever you guys call yourselves. And then we tried to change it early on, but we never could seem to get it. And
Well,
then
we had to practice every night for about a month.
we
to
did.
get 4 hours worth of material.
I was going to say, went from 4 songs to 40 real quick.
Yeah, you got it. And
Every night we tried
came
to
up
change the name.
We did. We
But
practiced.
it stayed Tennessee Back Porch.
It did. Yeah, we had no really weird ones.
Peanut Brothers and Julie was my favorite one.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that would have been better. But anyhow.
Yeah.
And then after so many years, then you just can't
You can't
change
switch.
You can't change the name. So
No, last year it was fun to hear you at the Erie Playhouse for was it the 42nd anniversary?
Yeah, it was supposed to be the 40th, but something happened in 2020.
Oh,
that
yeah.
everybody
We
had
don't
to
even
stay
want
home.
to talk about that.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
what a great anniversary celebration, and everybody had a great time.
Yeah.
So, anything on tap for the band in the coming months besides what we're going to talk about the Christmas show?
No, this is it. We're focusing totally on the Follow the Star Christmas
next
show.
year we could be doing another run of Pump Boys and Dinette.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that'll be at the Peak.
oh,
Yeah.
And
A
it's
dinner
probably going to
theater?
be in April. It's a dinner theater.
Yeah, dinner theater.
that's
So
Yeah.
that's
great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be
That one
fun.
became like a cult show
Yes.
for a lot of people.
yes.
Seriously,
Yes, it
people
did.
would come from out of town to see it, and because they'd seen it other places. They just love that show, Pump Boys and Dinette.
yeah, but
so.
everybody's making fun of the guys now because they're the Pump Boys, but they said let's call it Plump Boys.
Things have changed in
Things
the
have
last
changed a little bit.
35 years.
Well, things do happen.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Let's go back to the beginning of Follow the Star. Let's start from the basics.
All right. Well,
What year did we decide that we're going to do a special Christmas show?
2009. Yeah. So this is our 14th year. Yeah. And
Took a couple of years off for
yeah.
COVID.
And usually when I write in Julie's key. I just
Julie, what's your key?
it's an alto.
yeah.
It's an alto.
Yeah.
I used to be a soprano. I'm pretty much, I don't know, I could be a tenor by now.
Who knows, right? But,
It happens.
Yes, it does.
and we had run into Sam Hyman, running sound for us and stuff for the band and everything. And so I was writing this song, Follow the Star, and I said to Julie, we should do a Christmas show. Do you think Sam would do it with us? And she said, well, ask him. And I did, and he said, yeah. And so that's where it all started. And then we got, we actually had the first CD done for that.
Right.
In 2007?
9.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the whole show. And now we're at 3 CDs.
3 CDs, yeah, 3
all-
albums, yeah.
And it's all original music or original arrangements, except for since the beginning, we've always done a song called Baby Changes Everything. That was a Faith Hill song that we covered. And so it's a big number at the end of the first half of the show. But and that's also on the second CD. But most of it's all original music.
So where can people find these CDs
Oh,
too?
they're
Can you go right onto
All
YouTube?
music.
Yeah.
All your music
streaming
channels.
Yeah.
sites. Yep.
So they can
iTunes.
listen ahead to see what.
Exactly. Yeah. They're all
Yeah,
there.
but what inspired the show was Peter Mayer's Christmas show. We used to take the kids when they were little.
Yes. Did you ever go to that?
And he,
Yes.
he always wanted,
wonderful.
I think I want to do that. I want to do a Christmas show. So that's what he started.
How many
So-
songs, Chris, have you written
For this,
for Follow the Star?
probably 25.
And how do you decide which show gets what?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's a
every
tough
year
one.
we change it up.
Because we don't, we the original plan was about an hour for the first half, a break, and then half hour, 40 minutes for the second. Then we started getting all this music, and then we had to start deciding, well, which songs are we doing this year
Yeah.
and stuff, which is nice. But and there's some favorites that always have to be
And
in there.
And we have to tell everybody the coconuts are coming back this year.
Yes, you don't know
There's
that.
no lime in the coconuts, are there?
No, that's in us.
So is there a story? Do we tell a story? Let's talk about the
We do. We
story. Julie.
tell the story, the birth of Jesus, and it starts with Mary and Joseph. And Chris has written some really interesting perspectives that people maybe haven't thought about, like a love story between Mary and Joseph.
A love song, yeah.
Yeah,
They sing to each
love
other.
song. But anyway, it is the whole,
The journey.
the journey of
Yeah.
the
journey
birth of
itself.
Jesus. And the innkeeper sings a song. It's another perspective of how he turned the baby away and how he felt about that. So, put yourself in the innkeeper's shoes. And I'm not sure if a lot of people have done that. So that song is really very moving and, to hear. But the first act is all the spiritual, the journey, the story. And then the second act, it's all fun.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, we do a reprise of all that first act stuff that, hits home again. Like that's the meaning of Christmas.
So as we come right back around to the beginning of the story of following the star. So, okay, we are getting set to do, is this year 14, right?
Yeah, 14th year.
So take us through the program itself for this year. And is Sam part of the program as well?
No. That's another interesting thing. Our daughter Becca has been part of the show since the beginning. And she just have certain songs to do. And then Sam, he was so busy after, boy, I bet you he did probably, 6 years? I don't know. I can't remember. But he just said, I'm just too busy. I can't do it this year. But anyhow, now his son, Zach,
Is part of the show.
is part of the show. And he has been for a few years now. And the duets that Julie and Sam would sing normally in the show now are...
Now you're singing with his son.
No,
Becca,
nope, it's Zach and our daughter Becca.
are doing them. And so it all works out really well.
This has come full circle.
It has, yeah.
Follow the Star has come full circle.
Right.
So when do we kick this off? When does it kick off for you this year?
It's actually the 9th.
The 9th of December.
The Titusville Arts Council has purchased the show and is offering it to the residents of Titusville for free. So that's our first show in Titusville at the First Presbyterian Church. And it's a Saturday night, December 9th at 7 o'clock.
So tell us the musicianship that is involved. I mean, is it the whole entire band? Or?
Yeah, it is. Which is Tom O'Cam on lead guitar, Jack Campbell on bass, and John Caruso on drums, and then, of course, Julie and I. And then, in addition to that, my brother Paul comes back for the show every year. He does keys.
And harmonica.
And harmonica, yeah.
And, he's the voice of God.
Yes.
How did he get the voice
I know.
of God?
Wait till you
I
hear
thought it would be you, Chris.
Paul does a great job. You'll hear it.
Wow.
And then Beth Dressler is on sax, flute, clarinet, all those things.
She's taking care of all the wind instruments.
That's
for
right.
you.
Yes.
We have Becca, our daughter Becca.
And Zach.
And Zach.
Yeah, and they actually actually switch off playing Beltree, which is really cool.
Yeah, everyone's
They're back there, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, wow, that sounds great.
We need a little spice
Yeah.
there. And wait, there's one more.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. I'm drawing a blank.
We have a little girl too.
Oh yeah, but Pat Malloy,
Patrick
Malloy. Yeah, and he's originally from Erie, but he's up in Cleveland now, and he's been traveling back for rehearsals, and actually Zach comes from Pittsburgh for the rehearsals.
Speaking of rehearsals, when do you start rehearsing for your Christmas show?
We have.
And we need a lot more. No.
I do want to mention one more cast member, and then our
Oh yeah.
wonderful lighting person. So Isabella Sanger is our child. That we have one song that a child sings that actually my niece wrote when she was 9 years old. Now she's, I think, about 35 years old now. Anyway, it's called Rejoice Our Savior is Born. So Bella is going to sing that in the show. And then our beautiful daughter, Catherine O'Cam, is the lighting. She does like
all the lighting,
all the spots and everything.
All
She's
in the
back there.
family.
Yep,
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
All in the family, and then bringing people in from out of town to
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
to help out. And then the first show is the 9th in Titusville. I would love to play this next arrangement, and it's called Another Silent Night. So why don't we talk about this, and then I'll play the tune.
Okay. Well, that was one that I had started writing, and Sam, he would come out and we'd sit. All right, we might have had a teeny or two, but we'd get
teeny.
Yeah,
It makes for a good
It
song.
sounds teeny.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, it's just one of those songs. I always say I don't know where they come from, but I just started writing. I'd be bouncing it off them, and we'd be writing and going. And that one was hard to not have a tear come down as we were doing it. And it's one of the favorites in the show. But that's about it. But Sam does such a great job with it, doesn't he?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When I was downloading these yesterday evening, I was like, these are absolutely wonderful. This is called Another Silent Night.
Looking back on Christmas past, how the kids grew up so fast, all the noise and commotion, these memories could fill an ocean. The preparations, all the fuss, but not a moment to be just us. Now we sit here all alone, with silent pictures in our home. Give me children and lots of noise. Make a mess with all the toys. That would be alright. I know now that it's so right, but please don't give me another silent night. Peace and quiet was all I wanted. Now the silence is sad and haunted by the beautiful memories of screaming kids and crying babies. Every day spent in these walls, no one visits, no one calls. I'm not alone, no, but sadly, these people here, they're not family. Give me family, a toast to share, another tie I'll never wear. That would be alright. I know now that it's so right, but please don't give me another silent night.
it gives me chills. And those are good chills.
Good chills. Good.
Thank you.
We've got Chris and Julie Moore on the show. They have their Christmas show called Following the Star, and it starts December 9th down in Titusville. That one was called Another Silent Night, and that was Sam Hyman. You know, I had Sam on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And when Steamroller steamrolled right into the Warner Theater and did a fabulous job.
Right.
But good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and that's why we need to let people know that you got to come see Follow the Star and then make it a yearly tradition because it sounds like 14 years is really a yearly tradition.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Other than like the couple years that we couldn't because of COVID,
Right.
we put it on Next to You. All the music and then, you know, just put it together that way. It was like they were at the show.
We used the recordings, yeah.
And
It was-
did it that way.
And
Yeah.
people thought it was live, actually.
My own son called and he said, "Which church was that?"
Like, it was the Church of Chris and Julie's studio.
Very holy place, by the way. Very holy place. Well, Julie, tell us the other dates. I know that you got
course.
quite a few at St. Francis Xavier in McCain. I love Father Jason.
We
He
do
is
too.
fabulous.
He's amazing to work with.
Yes,
too.
he
He's a
is.
Very wonderful person. After that Titusville job on Saturday, that we go right to St. Francis Xavier Church and do a run there Sunday, December 10th. And that's it's a Sunday, so it's 4 p.m. It's a matinee. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 11th, 12th, and 13th, and they're at 7 p.m. And then we have a little break, and then we go to St. Patrick's Church.
With Father Mike.
With
Is Father Mike still?
Yeah.
Oh, he's amazing as well.
And that's Sunday, December 17th, and that's a matinee at 4 o'clock.
And if people have not been in St. Pat's Church,
Oh, that's worth it just to walk in.
it's
right?
a special place.
It's very
You know,
cool.
I recall first walking in there as a child and seeing the life-size stations of the cross.
Yes.
And it was just, and so that's why during Lenten season, I make sure I get down to Father Mike and get to the
That's right.
stations of the cross there because, and then there was one time I believe I went and they were out of there. They were refurbishing them.
Could be,
Yeah.
So there was, I walked in there, I'm like, where are they? What happened to them?
Right.
Bring them back. They're just like they're being refurbished. So, and St. Pat's will be the last show on the 17th. Is that a Sunday?
It is a Sunday. It's a matinee at 4 o'clock.
At 4 in the afternoon. So it is called Follow the Star, year 14. We heard some great music. And anything else you want to add?
Well, we want to tell everybody you can get tickets at the door for $20. It's all general seating.
All right. And we also want to say we're very grateful to St. Francis to be willing to host this, and also St. Patrick's. It really, otherwise we need some place to get our music
Right.
out there. And
And a church is the perfect place to do
I
it.
was going to say that.
Right.
It's aligns quite nicely.
Right.
And of course, you said the first half of the show is about the story
Very
of
spiritual,
the
yeah.
birth of Christ, and then some funny in the second,
right,
and then a
Upbeat.
reprise.
right.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. We've tried to move it out of churches.
It doesn't work.
And it just doesn't work.
For us, I mean, it doesn't feel
and we
good,
just
right?
started, was it last year we first started staying in one place. We used to move it every night. We'd
Well,
set-
it's
set it
nice
up.
you're out in McCain for 4 days, so
Right.
people can go out there.
We tried to get central.
Have some dinner at the
Right.
tavern, and then come on over and have
Exactly.
and
Right.
watch a great show.
Thank you.
Well, it's Chris and Julie Moore. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
And the selections that we played were beautiful. We look forward to seeing Follow the Star this holiday season. And both of you have a blessed Christmas and holiday as well.
The same to you.
Yes.
Thanks, Nat.
You've been tuned in to Breakfast with Nat the Hat in the 814, sponsored by Erie Insurance on 88.5 and 102.7 LECOM Radio.